All right, time for part 3 of the Chaos Knight display board series. Hey everybody, this is Everyman, and this is Everyman's 40K channel. So in front of you, you can see that I got a whole bunch of stuff laid out. So today we're going to talk about and do a little bit of building, but we're going to talk about transporting and moving around a display board, as well as your books, miniatures, dice, and all your accessories that you need for a GT and an RTT. So everybody's recommended that I go ahead and put something together in way of a transport. So folks who have kind of done this before and built display boards, they've said or told me that in order to manage the GT or RTT, right, your tournament event, that it becomes way more manageable and easier, much more fun if you've got a way to kind of tote everything around. The worst thing you want to do is be, rushing from table to table, from game 1 to game 2 to game 3, and not have a way to kind of at least get your miniatures and your display board and all your stuff over to, where you're playing easily. So this is my solution. As you can tell, I have the first tub, right? In the back here, you can see this is what I purchased. I got my first tub here. My second tub is over on the right. And you can see I got 5 war dogs in that tub, 2 war dogs in here. I got my 2 bigs. That's what I call them, my 2 bigs, also in the lower section. I bought this particular one. Believe me, I did a lot of research. I went to Amazon, Target, Walmart, Harbor Freight, Home Depot, everywhere. Did a lot of research, and this is the solution that I chose or I went with. Couple reasons. One, cheap. This was $25 US. Retail. I had a coupon for Black Friday, 25% off. So out the door, I was $20 US. Second, it had a wide base, right? Or at least a wider base than the section in which my display board and miniatures are going to be. So again, stability. And then third, it's steel. It's not plastic. This whole thing, all the construction, tubes, pipes, everything, it was steel. So I wanted something that was steel and non-plastic because, again, later in the how-to series, when I actually start adding the speaker and the woofers and all the stuff that's going on this, you're going to know why I wanted steel. Would plastic work? Sure. But this thing was steel. This is what I wanted. I went with it. So let's talk about modifying my peddler's cart. And I call this a peddler's cart, right? And that is a true term or a correct term. And I'll drop in a couple pictures here of what I'm talking about. You guys can see them. They would set up their peddler's cart in the town square, right on Main Street. That way, everybody in the town would come to the local community or the local area, and they would go from little cart to cart, picking up stuff. So this is what we're going to call my version of a peddler's cart. So there are a couple things that I had to do right off the bat. So let me grab this over here, and I'll show you what I mean. It's too low. So in order for me to get my miniatures down there at the bottom and this one on, this section, if I would have built it normally, would have crashed and hit my miniatures. So I needed to extend the risers by 3 inches. Did all the measuring and I determined it's 3 inches. So in order to do that, we went to Home Depot. You can see the Home Depot bag in the far corner, and we bought some PVC pipe. Now, the tools you're going to need: plastic saw. If I could get the light to hit, see where it says for plastic pipe. Now, I had this in the garage. I didn't go buy this. I just had this because, again, I do MacGyver stuff around the house. So you need a plastic saw to cut plastic. a miter box because you want to cut perpendicular to your tube. You want a nice 90-degree cut. Okay, so miter box. Then, again, like I said, at home, I do all kinds of stuff at home. This is a pipe cutter or a tube cutter, and typically used for cutting copper tube so that you can do plumbing work around the house. We got our mark at 7. Then we're going to take our miter box saw and we're going to cut this using a miter box at a nice 90 degrees. Right there, perfect. And you just tighten it a little bit more each time. Right there until it punches through. And there you go. Okay, so now we're going to do the other one. Same thing. Keep those two together so we know. Measure the second one at 5 inches. Same way. And we're going to cut this bad boy. Here we go. Again, look at that. Nice clean cuts. I'm going to paint these black. Then we're going to assemble. The reason I did this, okay, with masking tape is because I'm going to do a quick explanation here. This was too loose, right? Sloppy. So basically what we did is we used masking tape and we created a bushing. So now these are nice and snug, nice and smooth as they go in. Later, once we get into assembly, I'll show you how we're going to take a screw and drill here and here, and we're going to set screw everything so nothing falls apart. So let me go ahead, go out, get these primed, painted, and then we'll come back and we'll go ahead and we'll reassemble. All right, so here we go. It's finished, or not finished, but at least put together. So as we discussed, I went outside, did some painting work on these PVC pipes. I went ahead and instead of just a plain old semi-gloss black, I gave them a kind of a Slanesh Chaos flare, did them purple, blended some acrylic black on the top. So now they kind of look a little bit different. Instead of just this kind of black or purple stick that kind of, looks like a baton, something you'd hand off, at least we got a little bit of artistic flair in there. So let's go ahead. This is how you assemble it. Basically, these go on. These become the bolts that tightens everything up for the cart and the wheel section. right? And once you get those tight, basically it's like a lock nut or a bolt. So these are not done. What we have to do is we still have to take some 1-inch number 6 screws, and I'm going to take a drill, and I'm going to drill 1 inch down. I'm going to go through the plastic on this side, go through one piece of steel, and then go ahead and lock that in. So essentially it's stopping this piece as I'm pushing the cart around from ever sliding down once we put weight and stuff in it. So I'm going to lock everything in. 2 screws here, screws here, and the same thing on the other side. So now let's test it. Let's see if all our work paid off. So we come in here. Right there. So as you can tell, nothing under there's hitting. So I got about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches there. So it worked. Everything we talked about worked. And again, now we got some purple, we got some color in there. Looks pretty cool to me. All right, guys, like I said, this is going to be part 1 of the cart. There is going to be a part 2 when we actually start putting everything together, and I'm going to add a handle. So we got a lot more work to do. Please stick around. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed so far. I know this is kind of not miniatures and not your standard stuff that you would see on YouTube, but you know, again, this is what I got going. This is one of my projects for next year, to take these Chaos Knights to tournaments. So please hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell for the next videos that are coming out, because again, we're going to continue this project, try to post one time every week, maybe once every 2 weeks, move this project forward. Please hit that like button. Please share this on all your social media, you know, with your friends, Instagrams, Facebooks, Discords. Tell them I'm out here. Give me some word of mouth. Anyway, we're going to close this one. We're going to shut this one down. Until next time, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for a 1. Peace out, everybody.